Hi everybody, it's Rebecca Virginia, and today I have some Farmhouse fall DIYs to share with you. Let's get started. The first DIY in today's video is a fall festive welcome pumpkin sign. Here are all of the supplies that you'll need to make this Farmhouse DIY on your own. The Dollar Tree currently has out these wallpaper pieces, and I accidentally forgot to hit the record button, but all I did was take a square sign from the Dollar Tree, then one of these wallpaper removables, and I just stuck it down onto our sign, and then with this fun roly tool that I got from Mod Podge, I'm just really pressing down to make sure the sign is nice and adhered. I love this. I didn't have to do any painting on the sign. I just got to stick the wallpaper on and it was done. I also found these cute tin gather pumpkins at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to end up painting that as well as 2 paint sticks. I'm taking the shade Territorial Beige and painting both of our paint sticks. And then just to prime the pumpkin before I start going in with colors, I painted our entire tin pumpkin white, again, just to act as a primer before we start putting down some colors into our pumpkin. To make our paint sticks look a bit more rustic, I'm just going in with a stippling brush that I got in the Crafter's Square section and some darker brown paint and distressing the wood and adding a bit more definition. Once my pumpkin was dried, I went in with the shade Pumpkin by Waverly and painted the entire tin pumpkin, and then I took a brown color for the stem. Before going in with lots of different colors, I made this one, it almost looks pink. It's a bit of red, and then I added in some white and black paint. So I kind of made my own paint color, and my goal is to kind of make this look like a sunset. So I added in the red to the orange, and now I'm going back in with my stippling brush and some white paint, and really just having fun going back and forth with lots of colors until I got the desired look that I liked on my pumpkin. I am making this video for Heidi Sonboul's Open Fall Challenge. I will leave her channel down below as well as the playlist so that you can check out everyone else who is participating in this fall playlist that she put on. So thank you to Heidi for organizing everything. If you guys haven't already, be sure to go and check out her channel. Then I just took that dark brown paint again and kind of accentuated the lines in the pumpkin, and I finally got around to painting the stem brown, even though I told you I did that earlier. Now we are moving on to actually assembling our sign. So I decided to cut the paint sticks using these miter shears. I'll have them linked in my Amazon shop down below. I really like them for cutting really everything, but especially wood pieces. And I'm just lining those up on the top and bottom of my sign. I laid the pumpkin and the welcome galvanized piece all out, and then once I was happy with how everything looked, I fired up my hot glue gun and started gluing down everything into place. Be careful when you use the hot glue on the tin pumpkin and the galvanized welcome sign because the tin heats up and it can be quite hot, so make sure you're either being really careful or maybe put on some of those finger protectors. To further embellish my paint sticks, I took these push pins and I only had them in gold, red, and green. So I decided to paint them silver with some metallic silver paint that I had. And then being the type A personality that I am, I had to measure this out, but I'm also not that great at measuring, so I tried to make sure that everything was even, but I kind of abandoned it once I figured out what center was, and then I just placed 3 push pins along both the top and the bottom paint stick. I added some green leaves to my pumpkin off of a floral pick that I had, and then I took some green wired ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I cut off the wired section, and that's what I curled around my pen to make a little curly vine on my pumpkin, and hot glued that down. To make it a little different than my typical jute hanger, I'm still going with the natural look, but I took some of this rope from the Dollar Tree and I just made a loop at the top. I'm going to end up just leaning this sign. I'm not going to actually be hanging it, so I didn't have to do this for a functional purpose, but I did just hot glue this down into the center, and you could use it if you wanted to make it hanging, but I know that I'm just going to lean this. I already have this DIY displayed in my home, and I think it's perfect for early fall, but will also work when we transition into more Thanksgiving time. Next up is an adorable piece of Scarecrow fall decor, and what makes it even better is that it glows at night. Here are the supplies that you'll need to create this. To begin, I am taking a wood crate from the Dollar Tree and I am painting it in a shade called Territorial Beige. It's just a basic neutral color. I also took a wood plank from the Dollar Tree. These usually come in a set of 3, and I painted that using the color Celery by Waverly. These scarecrows from the Dollar Tree came in a set of 2, which I thought was an amazing deal, and I loved the green coloring of this one's hat. So to have this as a backing of our wood crate, I just hot glued the scarecrow to the top of the wood plank, and then using some more hot glue, I am going to attach the wood plank to the back of the crate. For this next step, we are going to be taking some floral foam, and I ended up just using this block. You see me putting in more. I thought that I would have to fill up the entire crate, but I actually didn't because I had a lot of my fall florals hanging over. And I just picked up a bunch of different fall floral picks from the Dollar Tree. I really loved these white ones that came with the little white pumpkins, and I'm just arranging it how I like. I'm not the best at flower arranging, but I try to follow the thriller, filler, and spiller row, so you have something as your thriller centerpiece, something as just a small filler to fill in the gaps, and then something as a spiller, which usually spills over to add a bit of dimension. And of course, it would not be a fall DIY if I didn't put in some magical fairy twinkle lights. These are some copper lights from the Dollar Tree, and I just wove these in through the fall florals. Let me know in the comments down below if you have started decorating your home for the fall season. The last DIY for today's fall video are these light up Thankful and Blessings bottles. Here are all of the supplies that you'll need to recreate this. I got these 2 bottles from Aldi. They were filled with sparkling lemonade, and not only were they delicious, but I kept the glass bottles around because I thought they'd be great for a DIY. So I'm starting off with the shade Vivid Orange by Folk Art, and on one of the bottles I did 3 coats, and on one I did 2 coats. If you plan on putting lights inside the bottle like me, I would recommend 2 coats, but if you're just going to be putting on the vinyl lettering, then I would go with 3 coats. So once these were all dried, I actually used Dollar Tree vinyl. I've had a really great luck with it, and I wrote out Thankful and Blessings and placed those going up on the bottle. And then to cover up the top section of our bottle, I just took some jute and wrapped all around. It was a little bit difficult with this stopper on top, but once I figured out how to go around that, I just continued going all around with my jute. To embellish the tops of the bottles, I made my own kind of custom floral picks using these orange berries from the Dollar Tree as well as some different leaves from the Dollar Tree. And I just hot glued those to the top sections of my bottle. And on this second bottle, I used these green, kind of like foam beads that are supposed to look like berries from the Dollar Tree. Then to make these light up, I am taking some cork lights that I got off Amazon. I will link them down below. I got a pack of, I believe, 10 or 12, and they came out to about $1.25, I think $1.30 exactly. And I placed those down into the bottle, and I love the way that they look all lit up at night. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's fall Dollar Tree DIYs. Until next time, keep searching, keep creating.